Previously on Virtual Survivor.
Whoever makes it on is going to have their hands full.
You guys are going to have plenty of time to discuss that because your tribes are no more.
Who's the weak? We just need one weak motherfucker. I'd like to think.
So we would like to join back up with you.
All right, so let's just spill the beans.
I have to look like I'm with those four.
Us three.
Wow, he spilled. See, that's why I came to you, Cody, and I was like, listen, man, don't trust him.
But I think we have to switch to Liam.
The sixth person voted out of this game is Liam.
That shit was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. If I was a betting man, Liam and Giancarlo swung at me. Three of us swung at Liam. And two of them slung at Giancarlo. So basically, everybody that thought there was alliances are apparently not alliances.
All right. It happened. It did. So now we got to move forward.
Very mad. The alliances that I had are all now broken. Partly my fault. Paul and I both should have communicated our intentions, and he did vote someone from within. I'm pretty sure it's me.
Found out Giancarlo kind of spilled my immunity to the rest of the gang. And then in our conversations about it, he tried to justify it, but I think he knew it was garbage too. Going in, I thought, we really had a case against Giancarlo, and then Cody and a few of the other guys kind of last second change. Very jarring end of last week following the merge. I'm glad that I'm still here, but I definitely have my head on a swivel.
Everybody else can speak for themselves. I had to make a judgment call on where I felt everything was going. I felt like it was too close between two of you, so I had to take a shot at the one that wasn't involved in anything.
Me and Paul had a thing, and yeah, we're friends, but Paul, I'm pretty sure he voted against me. Paul and I haven't spoken since Monday. So
some things were shared on my behalf without me knowing that have made it a little harder moving forward. So I think the lines that we thought were kind of here beforehand are gone, at least in my mind. But then on the other hand, I think I'm going to be a little more cautious when it comes to the communications I have. But to Cody's point, I do think a lot was thrown. And we kind of all, at the end of the day, had to go with our guts.
It went as good as we can. I couldn't get into Jacoby before the vote, so that basically set up a 3-3-2, 3-2-2, and now everybody's on edge, which is not what we wanted. We know Paul has the idol, so Paul didn't play it, so that makes a strategy of this one. But yeah, it's going as well. I think the four of us are in command. It just matters if we can keep the pressure, or Jacoby's close to Paul, so that could be a new hurdle that I didn't foresee coming.
We had a very concrete sort of plan in place, which was Giancarlo. The 4 trivia people were very passionate about Giancarlo. I was like, okay, that's what we want to do. Let's do that. So then I go off and I kind of have a semi sort of alliance or work together with Paul. And so I knew I had to get Paul over because, hey, I thought, hey, what's good for the group, good for all. We can all get Giancarlo. I can cement Paul as a better ally and I can save Paul. I threw a lot of stuff at the wall there, but I was pretty adamant at the end. It's like, okay, I got to convince Paul to vote for Giancarlo because that's what I thought the plan was. And so that happened. That message did not reach me, so I didn't change my vote. And so Paul and I voted Giancarlo, and then surprise, it had switched to Liam.
What happened at Tribal was that lines were drawn. They were drawn in chalk, and then they were scraped aside, and then new lines were drawn before votes were taken. Cody probably helped erase a line. Paul helped erase a line. I think Giancarlo was the one who had the biggest eraser. I have to be strategic enough to know when is my time to take the forefront and when is my time to sit back, rely on my smarts and guile, and hope that people don't see me as a threat until I am a threat.
Just real quick to catch you up, Paul. This will be 5 seconds. I was told by Giancarlo that you were going to play the idol on him, so we had to switch to Liam. That's where the original disconnect came. So that's the vibe I got.
Okay.
We tried to get back to you and Jacoby, but he sent us to Tribal, and we had to vote with how we voted. So we had to take Liam. But we were going to take Giancarlo, but I felt how he talked to me, it seemed like you were going to play the idol for him. So unless
that was smart on him because
unless he wins before he comes back, unless he wins tonight, he's the going. No one else is going to have to go. He's the vote. Unless he wins the idol, he's the easy vote.
Moto Moto Tribe, congratulations on making the final 6. So we've been doing this for a while now. This is what, week 4, week 5, something like that. So theoretically, you've all been getting to know each other. Some of you knew each other before this, but perhaps you've been getting to know each other a little bit better. So I sent you all a survey. You filled it out. You answered, hopefully honestly. It is now your job to try and guess what the group answered. So I'm going to ask the question. You are going to write down the person you think the group chose for that question. If you get it correct, you get a point. The person with the most points at the end wins immunity. Who would you not invite to dinner with your parents?
I put Paul, sandwich, salad, soup.
I said Cody.
Giancarlo.
I said GC.
I said Paul.
2 of you are correct. The group chose Cody. Who probably smells the best?
I said Rue.
I said Jacoby.
I said Paul.
I tried myself here.
I put Amaru.
1 of you is correct. The answer is Paul. Who is most likely to lie to you?
I said GC.
I said Cody.
I said Cody.
I said Cody.
The group said Giancarlo. Who should be out already?
I also said GC.
I also said GC.
GC.
Giancarlo.
Perfect sweep, Giancarlo.
Everyone is correct. Who could talk themselves out of a speeding ticket?
Cody.
Said Rue.
I put Paul.
I said Cody.
I said Paul.
Paul is correct. Who is most likely to win this game?
I said Paul.
Jacoby.
I said Rue.
I said Rue.
Said myself.
Very interesting. The group chose Robert.
Ah, nice.
Weird.
Who was a gym class hero in high school?
Paul.
I said Paul.
I said Paul.
I believe in you, Giancarlo. I said Giancarlo as well.
Paul is the correct answer. Who is the most trustworthy?
Rue.
I said Jacoby.
Said Robert.
Said Rue.
I said Robert.
Group chose Robert. Who is the most charming?
I said me.
Jacoby.
Rue.
Oh, that was cute.
Rue.
I said Rue.
Amaru is correct because it's Jacoby. Who would win the Hunger Games?
Me.
Paul.
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 I said Amaro.
Paul is correct. Who takes the longest to make decisions?
Jacoby.
Jacoby.
GC.
I said myself.
I said Junker.
Well,
One of you is correct. It is Robert. Who's the funniest?
Paul. Paul.
I said Jacoby.
I said Paul.
I said GC.
Paul is correct. Who's the least funny?
Robert.
I said GC.
I said Junker.
I said Robert.
To GC.
Robert is correct. So Rue and Cody. Who is the kindest?
I said Jacoby.
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 Rue.
Jacoby.
Jacoby is correct. Here's the sitch. We have one more question remaining. The winner will be Cody or Mario. If both of you win this or both of you miss this, we'll go to a tiebreaker between the two of you. Who still doesn't know how this game works?
I said Jonka.
Said Junker.
Myself.
GC.
I don't know about this one. I said Jacoby too.
And your winner with immunity tonight, Cody Newberry. Giancarlo was the correct answer. So Cody wins immunity.
Right? Anyone want to
Everybody
talk?
go once.
Anyone want to chat? Let's chat.
I feel terrible about myself. And, I just want to crawl in a hole
Yeah,
again.
those are kind of mean.
Root, can I talk to you? I'm definitely feeling like I'm at risk. Obviously, I know that you guys are close in a way, and I'm the easy target right now.
I low-key feel like you do, because I'll be honest with you. Here's the deal. Paul can use that idol however he wants, and he could be saying one thing and going the other. And I don't know what happens if like votes go one way and he uses the idol. So where do the votes go after that? Don't know which way people are gonna go. Which way after you and if you Paul team up together, which way you and Paul are gonna go.
I mean, like I know Paul well enough to know that he won't fucking give that shit up. I'm right now scavenging because this could be my last day, but I'm trying to see what I can salvage and what we can, maybe build and see whose alliances are with who, and try to get the next big fish. To be honest,
I honestly don't know yet. My honest concern is GC and Paul trying to figure out whether or not Paul's going to keep that idol for himself or not. I had told Nick I got to win every challenge from then on out, and I was that close. So we'll see. That's my concern.
I'm just saying. I think the choice is pretty clear.
I'm a little skeptical because I felt clear last week, so I want to make it super duper. I think Giancarlo's time has expired.
I have no. I will. Whatever you need me to swear, I'll swear. I'm not voting for any. My name that I'm going to say is Giancarlo. And next week, the game opens right back up because we all can't make it to the end. But Giancarlo is the clear. If he won immunity, the only time then it would be us. This is the easiest vote that I've ever laid down. It will be Giancarlo for me. I feel like it's all up in the air because last week, the reason Liam got shot is because I got the vibe that Paul and you were a little tighter than what it seemed on paper. And then it turned out to not be that way because Paul shot you. I'm thinking Jacoby shot you.
I think so too.
And then you and Liam shot me.
My idea behind me voting you out is because you were the next. You're like, if we were to rank, right, it would be. I feel like last week it would definitely the powerhouse were you, Paul, and me.
Yeah.
Right. That puts me down, so we'll see.
I think it's just interesting because there's the thought of Paul can use the idol up till final 5, right? But either way, he can use it. There's a shot to throw votes his way to stir out the idol. But then again, he's safe, and then whoever's got votes gets stabbed. So it's a tough shoot unless he feels completely safe. So I think it's real easy. Overall, I think it's Giancarlo. I think it's the easiest vote that we have tonight. I'm feeling a lot better with the immunity idol, so I don't have to be stressing about going home. That was the fear going into it because of how last week went. It could easily be swayed, but now it's any chaos that happens. I'm not the one going down. So I would love to see if I can get Rue and Robert to conversate and see if we could take a shot at Paul thinking he's safe. But I think I might just have to wait till next week to shoot that shot.
I am honestly a little bummed that Cody won immunity, to be honest with you, because
I didn't think he
I
would.
I didn't think he would, and I would have used this opportunity to be like, this would have
It
been
might
the
have,
time.
might have been a nice. This is around the time I would have.
Yeah.
Like, I had talked to Rue, when we were in the midst of a losing streak on our side after a couple weeks. I was like, all right, well, we'll probably get down to Cody, Rue, and I, because that's our alliance. And then I was like, hey, Rue, do you want to cut Cody's throat? What's up, GC?
What's up, dude?
It would have been nice if Cody didn't win, because then we could have taken a shot at Cody, maybe.
But besides me, who do you think would be that person that could be that runner-up?
It would be Paul, for me.
You think so?
For me, yeah, just because I personally feel most comfortable with, some of the other people.
No one invited you, Paul.
Whoa! All right, I was trying to make my rounds, but I guess we'll see each other in tribal.
I am gonna talk to him eventually.
Yeah.
And obviously, my feelings are hurt.
Do you think you can convince him to give you the idol?
No. If Paul thinks that everyone's coming to me, he's not gonna pull that idol. No chance in hell he's gonna pull it. You think you would go to Paul 100%?
Between everybody who I could go for, yeah.
Yeah.
I would probably not vote for Rue ever.
I feel like Rue is a good swing vote.
He's a good swing vote. Plus, I talk to him all the time outside.
Yeah.
I trust him the most of everybody.
Yeah.
Jacoby, maybe. Sometimes the hardest people to gauge are the people who don't say a lot / don't really have any alliances with anybody.
Yeah.
As the swing people, or the people who just go with the flow. They're the hardest people to predict.
Yeah.
I guess the question is,
for me, the two that I would vote for right now is probably either Paul or Jacoby.
Okay.
I wouldn't write your name nor Rue's name down, nor is my intention. I can give you my word 100%. I caught Jacoby on a lie last week, and he was pretty convincing. So for me, that could be threatening not only to me but to all of us.
That's probably how I would lean to.
Yeah. Obviously, besides me, because I'm
besides you, transparently.
Yeah. But would you be interested in partnering with us if I were to make an alliance with someone?
If it was guaranteed, if I had a guarantee on it. But sometimes if there's no guarantee, it feels like you're waving.
100%. It feels like your vote is low,
and then you got a target on your back. So
100%.
If it was guaranteed, I would definitely listen. Wasn't expecting Cody to win it, honestly, how it started out. But he's a finger on the pulse, so good for him for winning immunity. Other plans could have been made, but given how everything had shooken out, we didn't get there. So we'll just go with the straightforward plan for now, and then as things get a little hairier and a little dicier, and then everything has to be reassessed.
If we take the swing at Paul, if we split our votes 2-2, if he plays his idol, it flushes out the game and then it's fully out next week. Can't be out. If it's a 2-2 tie, which means let's say it's Jacoby. Say Giancarlo throws his vote on Jacoby and Paul. Well, it wouldn't be 2-2 because Paul will go for Giancarlo. It would be 3, wouldn't it?
That's
so
right.
the strategy would be is if we can convince a 3-3 breakdown, 2-2-2. The only thing is what's going to happen next week, right? If he doesn't win immunity idol, he's safe. Whoever wins immunity idol, and then it's between the three, whoever is going to have to choose who goes. Here's the bigger issue. Robert also has the idol. If Jacoby wins immunity, Paul and Robert are safe. It's between me and Rue go home. So the thing is to try to get an idol out. So if we've convinced Giancarlo that we're going to just vote Giancarlo, well, we convince Paul, and we just all stack on Paul
Against Paul,
send him out. I think Giancarlo's the easiest move possible. Like at this point, he tried to convince me to sway that. But I asked him if he's putting Paul's name down. I asked him point blank, "Are you gonna? Because you have nobody else in the game. Are you putting Paul's name down?" And he says, "I'm not sure, man." All right, well, if that's the situation that you just the other side of the island, you can't shoot, you can't openly talk to any of
Is
us.
he trying to get like I tried to talk to him and he told me I wasn't invited. So I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's the easiest vote of the night.
It is not unfolding the way I envisioned. I was going to try to connect with Giancarlo at some point to discuss like a potential coup where I use my immunity on him and then our votes would then effectively count for whoever was left. And if he were to piss everybody off enough to be the clear-cut vote and everybody voted him, then our 2 votes would be able to go. And we were planning, or I was planning on suggesting Cody. But now that Cody's won immunity, Giancarlo's pissed everybody off. And now I don't think I'm going to use my immunity on him. It'll be interesting. There's a sinking feeling that I may come to regret that I might get liamed and that Giancarlo's the scapegoat again. I'm still kind of weighing out whether or not I want to use my immunity for me this week. But we shall see. A lot going on.
So here's the thing. You voted for me.
Last week.
Jacoby voted for me.
Last week.
Where do you stand right now?
Dude,
we got to do this quick because we don't have time.
Yeah, dude, I think you're cooked.
Robert is indecisive. He would be down to making an alliance as long as it's a for sure thing.
Okay.
I have heard, without mentioning you, I have heard from Robert and from Rue, your name and Jacoby's.
I may be using my immunity on me tonight. If we both went Rue, because that's where I'm heading, I think he's the biggest threat. Do you think that
Rue, the biggest threat?
You think Jacoby can be bought, or do you think Robert can be bought?
I think Robert, and to be honest, I think Robert and Rue.
No. I'm saying we're vote Rue out, so Robert and Jacoby would be our help there.
And you think Jacoby is?
Yeah, let me try to connect with Jacoby, and you try to connect with Robert, and let's try to get a Rue. Let's try to get a Rue play. Jacoby, I have a sinking suspicion it's gonna be me tonight. Are you in any of those conversations?
They said your name at first, and then we talked about you playing your idol and then saving it and then keeping it for one more week, and they're afraid. So they want Giancarlo out because of how hectic he is. That's what I know.
Do they think that I'm going to use it tonight?
No, I don't think they do, to be honest with you.
So,
but they
and you're not, and nobody said, because I trust you. If you're telling me that it's Giancarlo, I'm heading that way too. I don't want to get liamed, and I know I have a little power with that idol. If they're lying to you too,
they might. To be honest with you, they might. They might want me to throw one way and do Giancarlo, and then it might switch. And then for anything, you have 2 weeks to do it. You can definitely be safe this time and use it, and then control your fate.
Yeah, I might do it.
I think I got Paul close enough to be able to not vote me out. He's obviously not going to write your name down. If we can get 3 votes on one person, that's good. He thinks that Rue could be a threat, which maybe, I don't know what.
Rue's won a bunch of challenges. So
yeah, I wouldn't surprise. It wouldn't surprise me if he won. How close are you to the point where would you be willing to write Rue's name down?
I'm thinking that it would be tough straits for me to vote for Rue.
Would you be willing to put Jacoby's name down?
Given what you had mentioned to me, yeah, that's a possibility.
Like since last week, I was like, if I don't have the immunity, I think they're going to try to go
you're
for
a
me.
threat because I think you could win this game, but you're also a person that most people would want to work with. So it's a weird dynamic.
Combination. Yes, it's a weird combination.
I know my time is limited in this game because of how I can talk. So I just know, like, I'm just hoping to get close to the end. That's all I want.
Moto Moto, welcome to Tribal. Interesting challenge today. Cody, you came out on top. Do you think you were going to win any immunities?
No, 0. I lost with the Kansas City Chiefs hat on, with the Kansas City Chiefs question. I stormed through my house and almost got divorced by getting a fork. There was a lot of problems in this challenge that I wasn't going to win. This one, I was even in the hole. I think I lost the first 3 questions. But I was like, if I'm going to win any, it's probably this challenge. And I thought there's a shot I could go home if I didn't win this idol, because last week was just chaotic of how many people voted in different directions.
This challenge, more so than others, was rather personal. Just from a third-person perspective, Jocko, looked like you took a couple shots.
Yeah.
Did it piss you off?
A little bit, but I think that I was able to have some productive conversations. Will it lead somewhere? I don't know. I'm hoping, but I do think that there's still some hope.
Robert, is it personal against Jocko, the challenge today?
No, I think it was personal against everybody. People don't want Cody to go see their parents. I'm apparently not funny. The shit, it hits home if you let it. So you just got to move past it.
Jacoby, let's rewind a little bit to last Tribal. Kind of a crazy vote. Definitely a blindside. I don't think Liam knew he was going home. Did that sort of change the attitude of everyone in that, like, it's not guaranteed who's going home?
I thought the plan would be good, but I think this proves that the plan is always changing, and that proved that the plan can always change, even up to, right before things could happen. So I think you always got to be vigilant of what's happening, of everything that's going down. You can never be sure.
Oh, it's the final 6. One of the 6 of you is going to win. We're getting down to very small numbers. What's some reasons why you would vote someone out at this point?
If you're not trusting somebody, I think that's like numero uno reason why to vote them out.
Cody, Paul said it himself. It's about trust to get to the end where everybody wants to win. So how do you balance between taking someone you trust versus taking someone you can beat? Maybe the person you trust is better than you.
Yeah, I think you're close to that mark where that blends. Like, who do I need next to me to win versus who I can trust now? I still think we're far enough out. Like, I think this is a pretty easy week. No disrespect to anybody, but I think this is just a very easy week to just be able to move the game along.
Amaru, as the only other person who has worn the individual immunity imaginary necklace, is Cody saying it's easy because he's got it on?
Yes.
Is there such
100%.
a thing as an easy vote anymore?
I think this is the week where easy is out the window.
Alrighty, then with that, Cody, go to Anna's interview room.
I think it's an easy vote. Let's not rock everything. Let's vote for him.
So this is the hardest vote, I would say, so far.
It's hard when you get to this point. People make impassioned pleas, and you want to listen to them, and you don't want to cut their legs out from under them.
Numbers game is the only thing that makes sense unless everybody voting for me and I don't know it.
I don't know, actually. There's 2 people. I don't know. No.
All right, you have the votes. It is at this point in time, which I will say, if you have a hidden immunity idol and you would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. This is the second to last time you can play it, so I will count to 15 in my head. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, no plays. So Cody is the only one that is saved. I will read the votes. The person eliminated will be asked to leave immediately. First vote, Giancarlo. Paul. 1 vote Giancarlo, 1 vote Paul. Jacoby. 1 vote Giancarlo, 1 vote Paul, 1 vote Jacoby. Giancarlo. It's 2 votes Giancarlo, 1 vote Paul, 1 vote Jacoby. Paul. 2 votes Giancarlo, 2 votes Paul, 1 vote Jacoby, 1 vote left. The 7th person voted out, a virtual survivor, is Giancarlo.
It was real. Nothing. I played an aggressive game. It didn't work out for me, but I wish you guys the best, and I hope that you guys have a lot of fun. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the later on.
Next time on Virtual Survivor.
I hope you win the immunity idol this week. That's all I've got to say. 'Cause
I wish I was the mastermind that you thought I was.
I'm saying somebody's out to Julius Caesar me.
Don't let Cody talk too much. There.
I sometimes can't help it.
I think this would be pretty spicy. And guess what? It totally is.
burn everything.